Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dawn Taylor, and I am one of the coordinators with Dash for the Cure. Today, I am here with Marty Masters at her place of business, and it's called Just About You, a caring place for women with cancer. And one of the reasons that I am with Marty today is because the Dash for the Cure is on its third annual year, and it is held in London, Kentucky. And I live actually here in the Morristown area, and because I live here, but I work up in London and the event is up there, I wanted to be able to move down into this area in hopes of reaching people here because we've had events and we've had people that have come and joined us at the Dash for the Cure from this area. And from what I understand, there's really nothing going on here in this area for
Right.
breast cancer survivors.
Right.
And
for any survivor.
or any survivors with cancer. And so Angela Murray, who is the other coordinator for the Dash for the Cure, we discussed it, and we donate to Baptist Health, the Carlisle Keith Young Cancer Fund, Corbin, Kentucky. And this year we wanted to branch out a little bit further and come down into this area. And I was telling Angela about you and your business, and we would like to, with the fundraisers that we are doing, to be able to give back to you as well. So, Marty, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and what you do have to offer for people that are going through cancer.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
It started, my daughter and I were diagnosed with breast cancer at the same time. And we were ignorant about what breast cancer was or what to do and whatever. But she was in Florida and I was here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got through that. We did the reconstruction, the surgeries, and that went through the whole battle. And then we realized very quickly that we didn't know what to do, where to go,
Right.
what was reconstruction about,
Mm-hmm.
what was available to ladies. And the main thing that I found, and women are amazed, and even doctors are amazed, their insurance pays for it for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
As long as they have insurance, it pays for what they need.
Yes.
But the problem is, what do you need? Okay. So anyway, I had retired I was a banker. That's why I'm in Morristown. I moved here from Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Quite a little bit of a difference.
Quite so.
Between here and there. And I don't know which was harder, was for my staff or for me, understanding each other and me learning to slow down and what have you. But I had just decided to retire. And that's when I was diagnosed. And my daughter called me on a Monday. She said, "Mom, I've got breast cancer."
Oh,
I said, "Okay, I'll be down." Well, I went Thursday for my mammogram. They said, "You're not going anywhere." She got really mad at me because I went for my mammogram and they said, "You can't go anywhere."
Oh, goodness.
So that's how it started. But then, after I retired, I thought, I got to do something,
Mm-hmm.
And so we realized very quickly there was nowhere to go. We didn't know we could get bras. We didn't know we could get prosthesis. We didn't know all of that. We just went through all the surgeries.
Or the caps or the scars or the wigs.
Anything, yeah. And so we just were blind with it. We had excellent oncologists, but they don't know either.
Mm-hmm.
That's really not their expertise. Okay, they're learning. They've been taught. And so anyway, I had said to Nancy one day, I said, "Listen, we really need to, I need to go back to work. I need to do something. I can't stay home
We're
all
gonna
day."
just get you one of these.
That might not be a good idea.
Let's put these right here. We may need them again.
But anyway, so she was. This is the craziest part, how God works with stuff. She went to get her hair done at Gwen's salon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she was saying, "My mom wants to start a shop and I was working at the time. I had was working for Joe Huntsman at Southern Ortho Care as a fitter, and in doing well. I had to go to you have to go to school, you know, to be certified and everything. And I said to him one day, I said, Joe, this is not a place for women. There's men walking up and down the halls all day long, and they could come in the wrong room at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And so I said, can I have just a room just for the women? And he said, Marty, he said, we just don't have room. And I said, okay. So Nancy was telling Gwen, and she said, I'll give you a room here. So we started there in a little tiny, about the size of a bathroom, you know, but that's where we started.
And you needed that space, that was an intimate space for
Intimate
someone
space.
that was going through all of this. They just needed to have their space to feel comfort in at a time of chaos.
It is chaos. It's because you're so confused. Never mind, you're scared of the word. And then when a woman sees herself for the first time after she's had her breast removed, it's really traumatic.
It is.
It's very traumatic. And so it's to hear men walking around. So we decided to do that, and that worked out well. And eventually we went down into the basement and did it down there. Had a beautiful shop down there, and we didn't know what we were doing. And we didn't have any money, you know, but it's all worked out. And then Nancy was renting, and she's really my partner in this.
Your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter Nancy. And she does all the computer and all the stuff you got to read, and I don't understand it because I don't really want to understand it, you know. And I just want to take care of the ladies.
So she kind of handles more of the business aspect of it, and
Yeah.
you help the ladies out with their
Yes.
fittings or their prosthetics,
Yes.
or with their caps or their wigs or
Yes.
scarves.
Yes, but she does know how to do fittings. She does love going in the wig room, you know. But she's got her own business, but she keeps care of the business, the taxes, and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, just to tell us then, like, what you guys have here to offer the wigs. I think we've kind of touched base a little bit, but tell a little bit about that and how the women can come in here and what things that you guys provide.
Okay, I think one of the main things is we have built a tremendous relationship with the breast surgeon here, Tom Thompson.
Yes.
And he sends his patients to us before they have surgery.
Okay.
And for their camis to wear to handle the tubes and all of that. And so we get a chance then to kind of talk to them. And sometimes if they're younger, Nancy will talk to them and just kind of say, you know, it's a journey. And it's not as painful as you think it's going to be, you know. It's just a little bit of advice, you know. And then I try to take them through the shop and into the bra room, which is on this side. And all the bras are displayed, you know, they're every kind you can think of. And show them the prosthesis that they feel just like a breast, you know. And kind of give them an idea of this that you're going through right this minute is not going to stay, you know.
It's just a moment that you're going to.
It's just a bump in the road, and you're going to get through it. And the one thing I learned very quickly by my own experience and Nancy's experience is that you have to go for tests a lot afterwards. Okay, probably the rest of your life. And I've had so many women come in here and cry and say, I'd say, what's the matter? And they'd say, I have to go for a test and I'm scared to death. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is normal, absolutely normal to be. Those are the people who told you had cancer.
Right. Well, and because those women that have been called back in to say we have news for you, and the news is not something that you know, they wanted to hear or didn't really think they were going to hear. And when I remember when they told me, it just so happened that day that I had a friend to go with me, and the doctor said, you know, I do have to tell you that you have breast cancer. And I remember hearing the words, and then I just looked at him and I said, but what does that mean? And so you're right. When people have to say they have another test, it makes them nervous that they have to go back in. It's like, well, what are they going to say this time? Am I going to get a clear report?
Has it come back?
Mhm.
Yes. What are my chances of it coming back? And you know, they do tests and everything. And we were diagnosed in 2008. In 2020, mine came back.
Oh, goodness. Just
no reason.
Right.
It just you know came back, and of course I was able to handle it better then
Mhm.
because I knew a little bit
more about it.
You know,
And
I
the
knew what to
process.
expect. But
Well, some people, women, I guess, can have, or they do elect to have reconstructive surgery. Then some choose not to, and then that's where you come in with your place, because you have the bras with the prosthetics in it to help fit them, so that they, when they put on their blouses or their shirts, they feel like
you can't tell
difference.
you can't tell
Yes.
the difference. Yes, and even somebody who's had reconstruction,
Mm-hmm.
we even take care of them with prostheses because they're not always even.
Correct.
Okay, and it's amazing, but you can get it. They can still get bras even if they've had reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
And then to make that bra full, you know, the breast full in there, we have very thin prostheses.
Okay.
So they can get them too.
Got you.
You know, so it's for anybody. If you lost one breast, two breasts, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or if you had reconstruction.
And that's important to be able to know that, like, you're here, because there's so many people that don't know, or where to go, or who they can go into. And if you can see, like, some of the setting here, it's a very cozy and comfortable place to be able to come to, and you're a very caring person, and you make people feel really comfortable, so the women can come here and get that sense of comfort. And you understand because you yourself have been through it.
Yeah, and that makes a difference.
It does.
And when we bought this building, like I said, we were still in Gwen's, but she was renting, I was renting. She would run back and forth to help me with books and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And again, it was a really, really believe God thing that somebody called us and said, there's a building going up for sale. It's not even in the hands of a realtor yet. And it has 2 parking lots. And it's designed for 2 businesses. And because of HIPAA, I have to be very careful.
Right.
That's why this sign's on the door, really. And so we came over and we made them an offer, and they balked at it, but you know. But the person that had called us, he said, "Go, just keep at it," you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when he finally said to me, he said, "What are you going to be putting in there?" And when I told him, they dropped the price.
What about that?
Yeah, they dropped the price. So we decided from day one it would be like coming into somebody's home.
Mm-hmm. And it feels that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy for husbands to come in. At first, you know, you'd say, "Would you like to bring your husband in?" Oh no, he doesn't want to see any of this. I said, "Trust me when I tell you, he's not going to see anything unless you want him to." You know. And I said, "But you can come in and rest." And,
yeah.
And it gives the husband a piece of where their wife is being taken care of. So
and how long have you guys been here?
I think we've been here probably 13 or 14 years. Yeah. But people still don't know we're here. You know?
Well, I'm glad that we have this opportunity to be able to talk about your place, and that you are here, and that you are a business that can help those that, like you said, are dealing with cancer. It's right there in your title, that you are here and that you can help them through their journey that they're taking.
Yeah, that's where we feel is the most impact. For it, people kind of laugh because everybody says, Marty, you need to retire. You're 80 years old. It's time to retire. I said, no, not yet. Not yet. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I'm going to have to touch base on that for a minute. That you said that. Did you just say you're 80?
I'll be 81 in
Well,
October.
You look fantastic.
Well,
I would have.
Thank you.
I would have not guessed 80. I would have guessed much younger, actually. So you're doing something right, Marty.
Well, I truly believe it's right here.
Yeah,
Because
helping.
I probably get more out of than the women do, and I've become very close friends with
So many
several
other
of
ladies.
them, and I see the tragedies. I've held their hands before they passed, you know, and it's like, it's just keeps me going, you know.
Well, we need people like you, Marty. We do. And we thank you so much for what you do and what you have to offer here for the different ladies that are facing their journey or wherever they may be in their pathway. And it's a blessing that to know you and to know that this place is here. I know that I've been touched by you just for things that I came in for a couple of friends that I know that were dealing with breast cancer, and I came in to get caps for them, and then or a scarf or whatnot, and to give to them. And you were just, like I said, you were just as kind and compassionate then with me and helping them and pick something out for those ladies. And so for that, I'm very grateful, because that was something that they needed, and they were grateful to have them. So I'm glad to know that this place is here and that women can come here and be met with someone that has such a kind and compassionate heart, because that really helps a person through their journey.
Well, it did me. I know.
Yes, I understand. Me too.
You
when
know,
you have those people.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And also, we made a decision from day one. We will never turn anybody away. So if they don't have insurance or so a lot of this, you know, we have a lot of older patients. We take care of over 750 ladies in this little place.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of ladies. But
that is a lot of ladies. Well, I did want to just say too that, like I said, this is a journey that we started up in London, Kentucky, and it is a breast cancer event. It is to show support. It is to show compassion. It is to show, to remember, to honor those who have gone through cancer. And like I said, I know that from living in the area that there's nothing that goes on here. And so I've had some people in the area that has come up that way, and we wanted to bring more attention that we do have something going on, and we would like to venture out closer to this area. And I've been fortunate. I do want to mention this because we have been very given support through some area businesses here, and I would like to mention them. That's Bill's Excavating. He's the sponsor, and he lives in the area. Janet and Mike Norton, who is with Greater Realty Properties, they made a generous donation. We have Five Rivers Investigation. They've made a donation. Hawks Lawn Care made a donation for sponsorship, and the sponsorship helps us so much to put on this event and to have people out. Last year, we were able to have 381 participants. So this year, and each year we have grown. Our goal this year is to reach 400. And if we could surpass that, that would even be better. So we are grateful that we can do what we're doing in that area, but if we can bring something back down to this area and just show more recognition and to let people know, like, you are here and that there are people that need help, and that you have people that travel from great distances, because there's just not.
We're the only place, and I found out last week, which it's really, it's very sad, but tariffs is already hurting.
Mm-hmm.
So far I'm okay, but every vendor I have except one has raised our prices. And of course, insurance will only pay you what they're going to pay you, and they don't really care what it costs you, you know. But I've had a lady come in the other day, and her doctors told her she had just had breast surgery, and she said, well, where do I go now? And she said, I don't know where to tell you. There's nothing here anymore. They've all closed up.
Aw.
A lot of them have closed up. So now we're not only just the only one between here and Johnson City, we're the only one between Bristol and Knoxville.
Mm.
And a lot of people come from Knoxville
Well, to this area. Well, like I said, you are helping women, and that is what it's all about, is to be able to help women to get through this journey and this process in the easiest manner possible. And we thank you very much for your help. And we're hoping that we have a great successful year this year, and we're hoping that we can be able to give you a good donation. So thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.